Good morning everyone. Today our group will be presenting on the topic thermochemistry. Thermochemistry is a branch of chemistry that focuses on the energy changes that occur during chemical reactions. In everyday life, energy changes happen all the time, such as when fuel burns, food is digested, or ice melts. Thermochemistry helps us understand how and why these energy changes happen. In this topic, we mainly study heat transfer, whether heat is released or absorbed, and how energy moves between a system and its surrounding. Understanding thermochemistry is important because energy plays a major role in chemical reactions, industrial processes, and even environmental issues. In this presentation, we will explain the basic concept of chemistry, type of enthalpy changes, how heat is measured, and the importance of the topic. Now, I will pass the presentation to our second presenter who will explain the basic concept of thermochemistry.
Thank you. I will explain the basic concept of thermochemistry, focusing on system, surrounding, and enthalpy, which are the foundation of the topic. First, in thermochemistry, we divide the universe into two parts, the system and the surrounding. The system is the specific part we are studying, such as a chemical reaction in a beaker. Everything else outside the system is called the surrounding. There are three types of system. An open system can exchange both matter and energy with the surrounding. For example, an open container where heat can escape and gases can enter or leave. A closed system can exchange energy but not matter. A sealed container that allows heat transfer but prevents a substance from entering or leaving is an example of a closed system. An isolated system cannot exchange either matter or energy with the surrounding. A perfect thermos flask is often used as an example of an isolated system. Next, I will explain enthalpy, which is represented by the symbol H. Enthalpy refers to the total heat content of a system as constant pressure. When a chemical reaction occurs, energy is either released or absorbed, causing a change in enthalpy. The changes in enthalpy is known as enthalpy change, right, as delta H, and it is calculated using the formula delta H equal enthalpy of product minus enthalpy of reactant. If the value of delta H is negative, the reactions release heat to the surrounding and is called the exothermic reaction, such as combustion reaction. If the value of delta H is positive, the reaction absorbs heat from the surroundings and is called an endothermic reaction, such as melting or decomposition reaction. Understanding this basic concept is important because they help us predict energy flow in chemical reaction. Next, the third presenter will explain the different types of enthalpy change in more detail.
Thank you. Now, I will talk about the type of enthalpy change in thermochemistry. Firstly, the standard enthalpy of formation, which is the heat change when 1 mole of a compound is formed from its elements in their standard states. Next is the standard enthalpy of combustion. This refers to the heat released when 1 mole of a substance burns completely in excess oxygen. Combustion reactions are usually exothermic. Another type is the standard enthalpy of neutralization, which occurs when an acid reacts with a base to form water. For strong acids and strong base, the enthalpy change is usually about negative 57 kJ per mole. Lastly, the standard enthalpy of solution is the heat change when 1 mole of a substance dissolves completely in water. These enthalpy changes help us to understand how different reactions involve energy. Next, my friend will explain about heat measurement and his law.
Next is Hess law. Hess law states that the total enthalpy change of a reaction is the same, whether the reaction happens in one step or several steps. This law is useful when the enthalpy change cannot be measured directly. Finally, the last presenter will discuss the significance and conclusion of this topic. Thank you. I will explain how heat change are measured using a calorimetry and the concept of Hess law. Calorimetry is a technique used to measure heat exchange in chemical reaction. A device called a calorimeter is used to measure the temperature change of water or solutions. From this temperature change, we can calculate the heat using the formula Q equal to mc delta T. There are two common types of calorimeters: the coffee cup calorimeter, which is used for reaction in solution, and the bulb calorimeter is used for combustion reaction.
Thank you. Now I will talk about the significance of thermochemistry and conclude our presentation. Thermochemistry is important because it helps us predict energy change in chemical reaction. It is widely used in industrial processes such as fuel production, chemical manufacturing, and energy function. It also plays a role in environmental studies where understanding energy efficiency helps reduce pollution and conserve resources. In addition, thermochemistry is essential in fields like engineering, material science, and environmental science. In conclusion, thermochemistry helps us understanding how energy and chemical reaction are related. Concepts such as enthalpy, calorimetry, and Hess law allow us to measure and calculate energy change accurately. That is the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening.